today. To be or not to be, from delicious barbecue in Muskogee to a comfy B&B in Mangum, and a special bye-bye from a beloved member of our Discover Oklahoma team.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lally.
This week we're coming to you from the Cripple Creek Bee Farm between Guthrie and Edmond, but as you can see, they have lots more than bees here, like baby goats and breakfast, and that's all perfect because this week our show is brought to you by the letter B.
And they also have a lot of bees here, and we'll talk about that a little bit, but from bees to a bakery, and we're going to start with one of my favorites, BBQ.
Oh, is there anything better? And Oklahoma has so many great barbecue joints, and a lot of them that have been around a long, long time.
And such is the case with a place we visited recently in Muskogee. It's called My Place Barbecue West. And you know what? It's been there a long time. They've been helping people get their Q on since 1976.
Tradition and barbecue have always gone hand in hand, and at My Place Barbecue Westside in Muskogee, owner Bruce Shropshire knows that, but he also knows a few other elements have to line up for true barbecue success.
First of all, we have a very loyal customer base. If you treat people right and give them a good product and a good price, they're going to keep coming back. I guess the second thing might be that you have to have good help to help you. I can't do all this by myself, don't plan to. But I've had very good employees. One lady, her name is June, and she was here when I came back in '76.
Oh, and there's that small thing called barbecue sauce. It better be good. And when it comes to the sauce, obviously Bruce has been doing something quite well to be in business all these many years.
We have a great sauce. That might be one of the, everybody says it's got to be in the sauce. That's where the secret is. And I've never changed it. It's the same original sauce that I started out with. And probably our ribs are the best thing on the menu. We sell a lot of ribs. But overall, I'd just say the food's good. All of it's good. It's pretty hard to beat, and the prices, you'll be surprised at the prices.
Now, being a student and fan of tasty barbecue sauce, I wanted to try and find out more about what makes it so good.
It's a ketchup base. Most sauces around here are ketchup based. Some good spices in it. It's a pretty expensive spice to make, actually. The sauce is. Has lots of ingredients in it. Can't tell you all of them, but it's a great sauce, and people love it. Sometimes I think they come in here and drink it. We make it so much, but it's a great sauce. It really is.
Bruce has 3 smokers in the back, and a few years ago thought about getting a bigger building. But he says this is a quaint place. It's a family place. People love coming here, and he loves when he can see the look on their faces when that amazing aroma of BBQ hits them. Bruce also takes pride in that everything is made from scratch. The coleslaw is homemade as well as the beans, and people just continue to come in from all over the place.
We have some people who drive from like Texas to Missouri and back and forth, and they always stop by here. They always tell the girls we're back, you know. So that's a pretty good deal. We several years ago, I put out billboards on each end of town on Highway 69 just to catch people who may not come here, you know, because we had a pretty good base of loyal people here, but wanted to venture out and try to catch a few more people off the road, and it's worked out pretty well.
And when you eat at My Place Barbecue West, it'll always work out better than just pretty well. You'll come back again and again. It'll turn into a tradition.
To find out more about My Place Barbecue West in Muskogee, to browse their menu and more, just go to the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com. As we mentioned, we got you covered with the bees, barbecue, and now we're going to a B&B in southwestern Oklahoma.
Exactly. We're headed to Mangum and to the White House Bed and Breakfast.
White House Bed and Breakfast sounds very presidential.
That sounds a little early American, but actually it's really more the Netherlands. Mangum, Oklahoma boasts an abounding and vibrant history, and it seems every building here has a story to tell. The Mangum White House Bed and Breakfast is no exception. Built in the year of statehood, it was home to a whole roster of southwestern Oklahoma families in the span of its first 90 years, and one of those families decided this rambling old Victorian would make the perfect bed and breakfast. So it was already a B&B when Will and Ann Sanders saw it for the first time. They'd come from their home in the Netherlands to visit their son, who was an exchange student at Altus High School. They found themselves falling in love with the easygoing vibe of the area and toyed with the idea of buying a home here. That's when a realtor took Will to look at the White House B&B, which was once again on the market.
We went in for 10 minutes and we said straight away to each other, too much work. I called Ann. I said, just forget it. It's too much work.
Before they knew it, they were making arrangements not only to buy the house, but to take over the bed and breakfast business. They filled the White House with their own furniture and European appointments brought with them from their home country.
In the Netherlands, we also decorated our house in the same way as we do here with these clocks. That's actually our clock collection.
Will's passion for clocks spills out of the house and into a clock shop next door. It's really something you'd expect to see in a European village, not necessarily in Mangum.
We also opened the house for 2 days a week as a private clock museum. So then I walk around and show them about clocks, explain where they came from, how it works and all. And then it's nice for me and nice for the people.
But don't let the sight of all these clocks give you the impression there's some kind of strict time schedule here. Each room features its own version of casual elegance. The green room, the blue room, the rose room, and a 700 square foot loft in what used to be the attic, which is perfect for families or a girlfriend get-together. And no matter if you live merely a stone's throw from Mangum, you'll feel as if you've entered another time zone here, thanks to old world customs and special touches that are second nature to the Sanders. Though their son, the one who led them to Southwest Oklahoma in the first place, has returned to the Netherlands, Ann and Will are staying put.
You felt welcome when we came over. I would still do, you know. I'm used. In the beginning, it wasn't that easy to change lives, but now we like it over here. It's a different way of life we had, but it's good. It's a good life. We love it over here.
Their delighted house guests, as well as the many friends and neighbors in the town of Mangum, are thankful that they do. For more information on the Mangum White House B&B, to get rates and more, just make a quick trip over to the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com. Well, as far as our bees go, I think breakfast is about done.
I think so, because he burped right before we came back from the story.
Also a bee. Okay.
You need to stay right where you are because we have a lot more coming up.
In our bee-themed show, how about bees? We'll show you around the Cripple Creek Honey Farm when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues right after this. Don't go away.
On the road, one never knows what lies ahead. Indubitably, almost every week, one encounters bad form from Sunday drivers.
Sheer rudeness begets the occasional fender bender.
Precisely why we have insurance from AAA.
Hear, hear.
A name drivers can trust.
Especially good ones.
Especially great ones.
Cheers!
Forecast cloudy and windy today with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. The temperature dropping from 59 degrees this afternoon. The temperature dropping from 59 degrees this afternoon.
Until there's an accident rewind button, there's the next best thing. Insurance from AAA.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, where we are checking out destinations that begin with B. We started out with BBQ in Muskogee, went to a B&B in Mangum.
And now to our current location, which is about, we're going to talk about bees, literally.
Perfect.
We're at the Cripple Creek Honey Farm in Guthrie, and yes, the pun is there, so I have to say it, this farm is buzzing.
Michelle Wagner donned the appropriate attire to take the tour and discover that this Cripple Creek Honey Farm is a sweet deal.
Cripple Creek Farms began innocently enough.
We wanted some bees to pollinate a garden with, so we found a couple of hives.
Randy and Teresa Brady both have careers away from the farm, so they figured while they were away at work, the bees could work the vegetable patch. They never expected that these tiny insects would become such a big part of their lives.
Once I got them, I just couldn't stay out of them. They're just so fascinating.
Now their farm near Guthrie is all abuzz, with stacks and stacks of hives, extracting and filtering equipment, and rivers of the sweet, golden, sticky stuff. It became apparent that this operation was much too captivating to keep to themselves, so the Bradys decided to share it with others as an agritourism destination. I was looking forward to entering the secret world of bees, the species that holds on their feet the very survival of the human race. But then again, there's that little issue of the stinger. I come from a long line of flying insect fraidy cats, but Teresa and Randy assured me that this very fashion-forward bee suit would keep me safe.
A lot of people are afraid of them just because they've probably been stung by a wasp or a bumblebee or something like that, and they just associate all bees together. And the honeybee really is pretty docile.
Lately, the whole world has gone gaga for bees. From the renewed interest in the age-old health claims about honey and the grow-your-own-food movement, to concern over headlines about the mysterious colony collapse phenomenon. We need honeybees. They're responsible for pollinating a third of our natural food supply.
And that really doesn't even take into consideration the pollination of the plants that go into forage that feed the animals that we ultimately eat.
Because honey is all natural, nothing added, nothing in there that the bug didn't make, you can literally take honey from the hive to the bottle.
Oh, that was perfect.
That was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yep. All you're doing is scratching that cap loose so the honey can come out.
It's a sticky job.
It is sticky. But when you're done, you get to lick your fingers. Smell the honey coming out of
there? Yes, it smells wonderful. Look at all that beautiful honey.
Besides the delicious honey, Cripple Creek Farms and the bees also make beeswax candles, lotion bars, creamed honey, and lots of other great products. Look for them at the Edmond Farmers Market, Red Dirt Emporium in Oklahoma City's Bricktown, or like me, you can make arrangements to buzz by the farm for the full experience. At Cripple Creek Farms in Guthrie, I'm Shel Wagner.
Find out more about all that's going on at Cripple Creek Farms by visiting the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com.
Stay right where you are because we have more bees coming up.
How about bee as in bakery? You knew we'd get back around to food. We've got good taste when AAA's Discover Oklahoma returns in 2 short minutes.
We had some family members that had switched to AAA and they kept telling us how much money they were saving and kept telling us that we should look into it. And so we decided that we should go see what we could do. We have 3 kids and there's not a lot of money left at the end of every month. And so any penny that you can save is a big deal. AAA was something I always heard of when I was growing up. And when people talked about it, they talked about it in a reliable way. And so when we switched to AAA, it was something that we just trusted from the beginning. It ended up saving us quite a bit. Our car insurance alone saved us probably about $600 a year. Our life insurance, we were actually able to double our coverage, and our premium still went down close to about half as well. Again, it's not something you ever want to think about as you grow up and become a grown-up with a family, but it's definitely something that you need to have. Having insurance is important. Having affordable insurance that you can trust is a blessing.
Plenty of room to swing a rope, plenty of heart and plenty of hope. Oklahoma, where the river sweeping down the plain, and the waving wheat can sure smell sweet. Where the wind comes right behind the rain. Oh, Oklahoma every night, my honey lemon eye. Sit alone and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. You know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say, we're only saying, you're doing fine, Oklahoma. Oklahoma! O-K-L-A-H-O-M-A, Oklahoma. Okay!
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, and a bee theme this week. So far we've met the bees here at the Cripple Creek Honey Farm between Guthrie and Edmond. We've been to a B&B and a BBQ.
I like that. And now up next is Brown's Bakery. It's an old-fashioned kind of bakery, but it's a time-honored tradition.
And it's a tradition of making people happy for the last 45 years. This is what a typical day in Brown's Bakery looks like, a whirlwind of flying flour, spinning mixer blades, and rising dough. There's another element here that you can't see. It's the wonderful aroma of baking breads, cookies, pies, and cakes. The day starts about 2:30 a.m. By the time they open the doors, the shelves are full of goodies and the customers are lining up.
We probably sell more donuts, and that's really our forte. We make our donuts from scratch. And on a Friday, we'll probably produce somewhere in the neighborhood of 400 dozen donuts. And we have a lot of corporations come in, buy donuts for their staff, and a lot of the lawyers' offices and things like that. And so it's a big deal.
400 dozen? That's a lot of donuts.
Just to tell you, in a week's time, we use approximately 2,000 pounds of sugar, probably about 3,000 pounds of flour, eggs, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 pounds a week.
The favorite donut, by the way, is the applesauce cake donut, followed closely by chocolate. The bakery has been around since 1946, started by Bill Brown's father. It's still very much a family business. Two of Bill's sons work here, and his wife Katie is the cake lady. And if you want to see art in action, watch Katie make a frosting rose. You've probably had a cake or a donut from Brown's Bakery. Most of Oklahoma City has at one time or another. But there's something you may not know. You've probably had some of Brown's bread, too. Brown's makes bread and rolls for several popular Oklahoma City restaurants.
We can produce, whether it's a dinner roll up to a loaf of bread, every 2 seconds. We have a mixer that is capable of, we can mix 200 pounds of flour at one time. And so we can produce a tremendous amount of bread in a very short time.
Donuts and bread, Brown's Bakery basics. But in recent years, cheesecakes of all kinds have become popular. And around Mardi Gras, the king cakes hit the shelves. The bakery business changes, items come and go. But Bill Brown says there's a secret ingredient that goes into everything they sell.
Secret ingredient is pride. We take a lot of pride in what we do.
Brown's Bakery makes everything from scratch, from breakfast pastries to wedding cakes. The bakery's open every day except Sunday, and the deli with sandwiches on the freshly baked bread is open for lunch during the week. We'll tell you more about Brown's Bakery when you go to the Discover Oklahoma page at travelok.com.
We're not finished yet, so don't go away.
We have to say bye to a beloved member of our staff.
He's been our insurance agent for the last 6 years. But the year before that, he was the best man at my wedding.
Asked him if I could quote his auto insurance, to which he said, yes, but you're gonna have to beat the company I've been with for forever in order to get it.
I didn't think they'd be able to.
So I took the opportunity to quote it, and I know I was able to save him about $600 a year.
Man, I was just like, boom shakalaka, like, are you kidding me?
He actually said that on the phone, boom shakalaka.
You know, saving money with AAA means food on the table for my family. Even after he saved us tons of money, he's looked at our policy over the years and helped us make changes to save even more money without us asking.
We offer the best of both worlds. We have great customer satisfaction through the level of service that we provide, and combined with an amazingly low rate.
You know, as a parent and as a husband, having insurance is a safety net because life happens. I know that AAA is going to take care of us. I don't have to worry about it. AAA is going to be there. Levi's going to be there. They're going to take care of our needs.
Every night, my honey lemon and I sit alone and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say, yo, honey, honey, we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
Motor Trend asked SUV drivers to take the EcoBoost Challenge. They drove Ford Explorer versus Dodge Durango.
The Explorer has more power than the Durango.
28 miles a gallon? That's unbelievable.
I think I look like a hot mama in this Explorer.
I felt old school in that. I want to feel sleek and new.
You know, I hate to be slamming this Dodge, but the Explorer is leaps and bounds better.
Get a Ford Explorer with 0% financing for 60 months or drive one for $279 a month. Now at your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Welcome back. AAA Oklahoma makes this show possible and does a lot of other great things around our state. Here's a look at today's AAA.
Hi, Chuck May here with AAA Oklahoma. According to the Better Business Bureau, auto repair tops the list of consumer complaints year after year. Unpredictable and notoriously expensive, car repairs can be scary if you don't know who to trust. AAA approved auto repair takes the scare out of car repairs. Our online AAA shop locator lets you access more than 8,000 approved auto repair facilities nationwide, all carefully investigated and monitored by AAA. Additionally, they provide our members with guaranteed written estimates, return of replacement parts, 12-month, 12,000-mile warranties, and free maintenance inspections. And if there's ever a dispute, AAA will be there to resolve the issue. With our unparalleled network of repair shops and guarantees, AAA gives you confidence and peace of mind that your repair will be done right and at the right price. To learn more, visit AAA.com.
AAA for the ones who matter most to you.
All right, we have one more B left up our sleeve, and this one we're going to call bittersweet.
We have to say bye to our wonderful and talented executive producer, Shel Wagner, who's leaving us after 8.5 years.
On the one hand, we're incredibly sad to see her go, but on the other hand, we're actually very happy for her because she's going to be spending more time with her family and discovering brand new adventures.
She wanted to take just a moment to say goodbye to you.
Much of our state was just beginning to wake up and stretch, it seemed, when I joined the Discover Oklahoma team back on April Fool's Day, 2005. It's hard to imagine that back then, no foolin', we had no BOK Center, no boathouse district. Pigeons were the only guests in the boarded-up Skirvin Hotel, and we had not yet cheered for the Thunder. In a place like Oklahoma, where imaginations have plenty of stomping around room, a lot can happen in 8 years. From my first timid venture into a scrapbooking retreat in Enid, to a step way out of my comfort zone in Temple.
Oh my God!
Shoulder to shoulder, we have explored this land we love. Together, we have strolled the tall grass prairie and rafted the Illinois. We dived beneath the cool waters of Lake Tenkiller, scaled the Gloss Mountains, zipped across the Osage Hills, and hiked the Wichitas. Time has passed quickly, and my kids have grown up. Side by side, we've sampled the flavors of our state. And with many of you egging me on, we've driven big rigs.
Wow, now this really feels like you're driving something.
And lawn mowers. And we've biked and biked and biked. We've met giants. And faced fears. Sat firmly in the hot seat, as well as an unexpected seat. We've found ourselves in places we couldn't have pictured and can't completely explain.
That is crazy.
And we've met people, so many people I will never forget, including some who have said goodbye much too soon, whose stories I will carry with me. Thanks for discovering Oklahoma with me throughout these past 8 years. You have taught me a lot about the Oklahoma spirit, about resilience and of bringing dreams to life. And as luck would have it, you have also shown me much about myself. It's been my privilege to work alongside so many like-minded folks, craftsmen and writers, wanderers whose passion for Oklahoma matches my own. And with so much left to discover, this isn't a goodbye exactly, just a happy trails. Because next time you find yourself veering off the beaten path, I'll hope to see you there. Signing off for Discover Oklahoma, I'm Shel Wagner.
Well, I have to say, not only has it been a joy and a privilege, but a true honor to work not only for Shell, but with Shell.
Shell's a lovely person and an extremely talented writer and producer. But, you know, maybe this isn't goodbye forever.
We're going to try to talk her into coming back and doing a story for us just every once in a while, so we'll be watching for her.
It makes me feel better that we're just not saying goodbye, we're really saying until next time.
That's right.
Next week, we're following the music, going inside the head and home of rising star John Fulbright, toe-tapping with legendary fiddle player Byron Berline, and we're on the Woody Guthrie Trail from a new center in Tulsa to the annual festival in Okemah. Hope you'll join us.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma. Production vehicle provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.